This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Not everyone is careful with your personal information, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the US. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. If your identity is stolen, a US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year by visiting lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
Hey, Matt.
So I had an idea for a video thing because we've been doing a lot of list reactions, and those are fun. Those are fine. I have a good time when we do them. Yeah. But I wanted to do something a little bit different.
Okay.
I wanted us to do a tier list ranking.
All right.
Now, the first thing I thought was let's rank all of the South Park Christmas episodes.
Oh, okay.
And I think we will do that eventually.
That's definitely gonna have to happen.
Yeah,
that's gonna be hard. I'm gonna need some prep time.
That's what I was thinking too. Like that requires a little bit of prep. That requires a lot of stuff. And I was like, what is something that Dylan knows really well, that he's definitely seen all of the Christmas episodes of, that we could do it as just a test run for this theory.
Okay.
So welcome to the community Christmas episodes ranking list.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
So we've got 4 community Christmas episodes and a big ass ad that I can't get rid of up on the screen.
Hey, ad.
So we'll start with season 1, episode 12, Comparative Religion.
It's so funny because, so is this my ranking or is this our ranking?
Let's say it's your ranking, because I would like to have a little bit of a voice here, which is that I think that there are, in my opinion, there are 2 episodes that for sure should end up in the C tier or in the S tier. And then there are 2 other Christmas episodes. I think that you love all 3 episodes with the same level of love.
Yep, I really do.
So
I really do.
I'm open to your opinions.
But
yeah, where do you see this?
So number episode? 1 to the first episode is the Christmas episode that puts me in, we're fucking into it. Yeah. Like, we're kicking off the Christmas season. I very much love to watch this episode when I was doing normal college courses around like the December 12th, December 13th, December 14th, like that whole week where college was ending. Because it did just put me in the spirit of, all right, happy semester or a merry new one. Just that feeling. There are so many quotable lines from this episode that I still say right this like any time of year. I fucking love it. This is the Forrest Whitaker eye episode. This is WW what is it? WWBJD. What's WWBJD? I'll tell you what it is. If it stands for what would Billy Joel do? Write another terrible album.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, in your face, Billy Joel. who is that?
Yeah.
Like, Matt, I do hold the first episode in as high a regard as I do the other two. But not because of the story, because of the interactions and because of the some of the different lines that sticks with it. I don't think the overall storyline is as strong as the other big two.
Yeah.
But I would say if this was just mine, I would put it at an S tier. But I think you don't view this one as in high regard as high a regard as the other one.
Let me throw a weird wrench that might make this a little bit more difficult. Since there's only 4 episodes and there's 5 tiers, let's say that you can't have no 2 episodes can occupy the same tier for this. So you're almost ranking it in a weird way.
I'm going A.
You're still going A? Okay.
I'm going A. Wow. I'm going A tier. But if I'm being forced in this box, I'm going A tier.
No, I get that.
This is like a personal, like, so again,
I'm more shocked at what episode is going to end up in the B tier by this conceit. Like,
yeah.
Like, just to me, I would have put it in B. Like, I think that seasons 2 and 3's Christmas episodes are better than this one.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, one of those two episodes is one you're going to put in the B as opposed to the A. Then that's that's shocking to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, this is your list.
I have the rest of the list
already
like
figured out.
That this was the one. Like finding out where this goes in my list is what determines what is the rest of my list.
Okay. Well, then we have season 2, episode 11, Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas. We've talked about this, that you kind of like bit off more than we could chew early on by doing all 3 of these community episodes. I think that we can read. I think
it's about the time.
Yeah, we can redo this by actually doing these all as separate episodes, given the appropriate amount of love that they deserve. Because I feel like in that episode, by the time we get to season 3, we're like rushing through it because we're like, oh my God, it's been 45 minutes to an hour.
Dude,
like,
right? Like that was a solid episode of us. Like, God damn, we were flying through that shit.
Yeah. But season 2, I mean, this would be what I think is, if we ever only do a single community episode, this is the one I think is the most deserving of that love and attention.
Is this the best Christmas episode of Community? It is at the top of my list of one of my favorite Christmas specials of all time, as well as one of my favorite episodes of Community. This is the S tier. Like this is always number 1 to me. And it's not something they could have done again. Like if they would have kind of gone back to it in the last season of like, well, let's just fucking try to do that again or something. It wouldn't work that way.
No.
It's so good because the second season of Community, by this episode, you have really established the relationship between a lot of these characters, at least the main relationship. And through the use of the stop motion or claymation, was this one stop motion?
I mean, this was stop motion technically, yeah.
Stop motion animation brings so much heart to it, to the point where everybody kind of has their moment. Like one of my favorite moments of this episode is when Pierce comes back after like saying he's gonna leave.
Yeah.
And Abed's like, what are you doing here? He just gives him a look, and Pierce just looks at him and goes, I didn't want to go home. It's lonely there this time of year. And you just get like a smile. And like, that's what Community is to me. Not just the show, but the wordplay.
Look at that. Good work, buddy.
Dude, this one, Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas, is easily to me one of the greatest Christmas specials of all time.
All right. I think another one that people think is one of the greatest is season 3, episode 10.
Season 3.
Regional holiday music.
Oh, regional holiday music. Ugh, Britta's in this.
Is that why it's in the B tier?
Yeah, that's why it's in the B tier. Me so Christmas, me so happy.
See, whereas you quote a lot of season 1, I quote this episode.
Oh, I don't doubt it. It's got so many good ones.
It's got some good quotes. Boop, sex. Yeah, I mean, Annie's entire song has so many things that I've quoted. Like, there will be times where I'll be driving in the car and Barb will say something. I'll just be like,
Are you a fan of young adult novels?
Have you ever wondered the stories behind the people who wrote your favorite young adult novels?
Then join author Eric J. Brown
and Alyssa Lube of Netflix's The Circle
every other Tuesday on YAOK.
Available on all podcasting apps.
Woo!
Like, the reason this tiered system doesn't work for me is because all 3 of these episodes are S tiers.
Listen, honestly, that's the only reason why I was like, all right, let's make it a little bit more interesting. Otherwise, it's just going to be 3 S tiers and something in A or B.
Yeah.
So I wanted to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's still a little bit of anticipation, Dylan, because season 4, episode 10, Intro to Knots, is it going in the C tier or is it going in the D tier? Who knows?
So I'm going to be completely honest. This is the episode, and I think this is the majority. This is the Christmas episode that nobody remembers happened.
Yep.
For multiple reasons. Number 1, it's not as great as the other 3. Number 2, I'm pretty sure it aired in February.
Yeah, that might be true.
Like, this was the season that was airing in the spring, I think, or this was when like things were up in the air. They weren't entirely sure when the season was going to come out. Are you looking it up?
I'm looking it up to confirm. Yeah, it aired April 18th.
April 18th. April 18th. So already, like, this doesn't feel like a Christmas episode to me because it aired April 18th, which is weird from the 2 guys that talk about Christmas year round.
Yeah.
However, like, at the time, I don't know. I think it's fun. I think that
this, just for the record, this episode of our podcast is coming out in May 26th.
Yeah, that's funny. We're doing it for a reason because the 4th season of Community had a Christmas episode that. No,
yeah, exactly.
I do like the Die Hard parody that happens. I think the incorporation of, I can't remember the actor's name, but the guy from
Malcolm
Breaking
McDowell.
Bad. Or I thought the guy was from Breaking Bad was in this as well.
Oh, he might be as well. Malcolm McDowell's who they have tied up in there.
Okay, Malcolm McDowell. Sorry. I do think the guy from Breaking Bad's in this as well.
Yes.
Here's the problem with this episode. I can't remember enough. I could sit here and pretty much do the rundown from beginning to end of all 3 of the previous episodes, but I could not tell you like a beat for beat of what happens here.
So
I know that they did a project, and I believe failed. One of them cheated or something.
It was that every single one of them, they got a C-.
Yeah.
And the plan was that each one of them was going to do a part.
Yep.
And Jeff blew off doing it because he knew that everyone else would, and that they would still get like a B+ even without the part that he was going to do.
Yes.
And while they're trying to like convince their professor to boost the grade, Chang, who like at this point has had Changnesia, ties him to the chair. And then it turns into like a negotiation thing. And that's when he basically is like, anyone who unties me will get an A and everybody else will completely fail the class. And then...
Was this technically the gas leak year?
This was 1000% the gas leak year.
Yeah, I was going to say, this was the gas leak year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's real rough. I'm like scrolling through the Wikipedia page and like barely remembering a decent chunk of it.
So here's what I'm going to say, because it's mine.
Yeah.
I just want to put it out there. That my feelings on Community are very similar to my feelings on Star Wars, of my personal feelings.
The first 3 are the only 3 that matter?
Yeah. That pretty much. Even bad Community is still Community.
Okay.
Like I still enjoy this enough to put it in the C tier.
Okay.
I don't think it's horrendous. I think it's a fun episode that I do include if I remember to in a rewatch.
So my issue.
What's the last little meme guy down there?
We're not going to talk about that. I accidentally clicked to. It's just the album cover for Kirk Franklin.
Okay.
I just clicked when I was clicking photos to put into the tier list. It accidentally got caught up in the photos that I was.
The
clicking.
album, Kirk Franklin's album, is in the D tier in our Community ranking.
Here's my hot take on season 4. Which is like, I don't think that season 4 is bad, but season 4 is, to me, a semi-decent fan film.
I think the gas leak year is very appropriate.
Yeah.
I think it's very appropriate to call this season because, again, unlike a lot of other people, I agree with you. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
I think it's goofy as shit. Definitely jumped the shark a little bit, but I think this show was built on stupid shit like that.
It was. Here's where my beef with season 4 honestly lies.
Yeah.
And that's why I say it feels like a good fan film.
Mm-hmm.
Is it feels like, all right, so we're going to be doing a video that people will be seeing shortly after this episode comes out anyway, of discussing the Clerks animated series.
Yeah, I am super stoked for that.
There's that last episode of the Clerks animated series where they find out that all the fans hate it.
And it's like, watch that.
And it's like, well, we're going to make sure that the Clerks cartoon series is more like the Clerks that you love, right?
Yeah.
Community season 3, the whole season to me feels like this energy of like, we got to prove that Dan Harmon isn't the only reason why this show's good. We're going to try to do everything we can to be just
season
like
four.
Season 4, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to try to do whatever we can to make sure this feels just as good as any Dan Harmon episode. And it almost feels try hard, like in a weird way. Like it feels like it's trying so hard to hit all this fan service that it's like, it's got this like, what would Dan Harmon do kind of attitude instead of just like trying to be a normal thing.
Yeah.
And there's just those moments where I'm like, why does this, there's moments where it feels fine. It never feels bad, but there's so many moments when I'm watching season 4 where in my head, I'm like, this just feels unnatural to me in a way that it doesn't feel unnatural in the 3 previous seasons. Yeah. And I think it's just because Dan Harmon, especially at that point in time, had such a good skill for crafting all of this crazy in a way that like worked. Yeah. And when you didn't have that, it felt like there was a lot of like crazy for crazy's sake that didn't like justify the crazy as well.
Like about the first episode or the first season. And we talked about this when we covered these episodes. I kind of like the early development of their relationship. It made the show feel a tad more grounded.
Yeah. I do not like the Jeff Ann relationship. That feels gross in a lot of
the Jeff Annie relationship.
Yeah, that feels gross in so many
especially
ways.
Towards the end of the season. That was like a really weird turn. Like I thought like, hey, let's just do the stereotypical thing and leave it with him and Britta. Like, let's just keep we can just keep it that way, or just have him have his outside relationships like he was having.
Either one of those makes more sense than the ickiness of Jeff, who's like in his 30s or 40s dating Annie, who was, I think by the end of the series, 22. Like,
because like she is like fresh out of high school.
In season 1,
first season.
Yeah, like it's like she's 22,
the season where they hook
23.
up at the end, I believe, is she's fresh out of high school.
Yeah, like it's like this is insane. Well, Dylan, this was just kind of a test run, but I think that we could do more of this. I just don't know. Like, it's tough because I want to do the South Park one, but I'm like, I don't know if I've seen all of the Christmas episodes. Like, it's like I feel like this is the way we celebrate when we've successfully seen all of the Christmas episodes of a show, is then we can tier list them all out eventually.
Yeah.
So
I need to sit down and figure out which ones we've done.
Yeah, because there's a few that if we're not done, we're close to it.
We are close. We're close. So we did Woodland Critter Christmas.
Yep, we did. We haven't done the first one. We've never done the first Mr. Hanky episode.
That's wild. We did Charles Manson.
I don't know if we did Charles Manson.
Did we do Charles Manson? It's my least favorite of the Christmas episodes.
Yeah, that might be why we didn't do Charles Manson.
I
have no memory of us doing Charles Manson.
I don't remember.
We'll go through it because I've been I've been listening to the South Park commentary tracks before bed.
Nice.
Which I do hate that they're all like 2 minutes long as opposed to like a regular length of a commentary track. That's like very annoying to me.
I do want to. I need to pull the trigger on the physical copies so I can have those commentary tracks.
You should.
I've never sat down and listened to them.
Well, hey, you know what? Also, people out there listening, how about you let us know as well if there's any franchises that you would love to hear us rank out episodes of. Like, we're open to ideas.
I like watching new stuff.
Yeah.
And I like watching new stuff that I don't have to decide to watch. So if you tell me to watch something, audience, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So please,
just so he doesn't have to pick.
So I don't have to pick. So I don't have to do the debilitating choice paralysis that happens every night at 6 p.m. when I sit on my couch and I scroll up and down through the Amazon fire and I'm like, hey, is there something new on Netflix? Nope, it's all the same. Something new on Max? Nope, it's all the same.
This is why I'm still very, very committed to my. If I start something, I'm just going to finish it.
I know. I really need to do that
because you force yourself to power through. You're like, fuck it, we got to get done this. We've got no choice in the matter.
We've got no choice.
All right. Well, Dylan,
there's no choice paralysis when you just eliminate the choice.
Yep. Well, Dylan, another thing that we have no choice in is having a great time recording podcasts. So Merry Christmas, buddy.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Matt.
Whoa, 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 now we won't stop till the big ball drops on New Year's. Happy holly, have a great holly, have a merry happy holiday.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.